Fed week is here, the markets are waiting, traders are guessing, and I'm about to go live with our community to set up the trade before this announcement. Welcome to another week inside the real life trading community. I bring you along with me, show you the trades that I'm looking at, how I'm planning it, how I'm navigating my life as a full-time trader, and inside this real life trading community where you can follow along. So let's dive into the charts. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the live $200 strategy challenge session setup. A lot of people still jumping in here. So, if we're looking at Monday's expiration, because this week is shorter, I am kind of looking at this 73.45 range. Of course, if this can keep pulling back, we're looking even better. But that only brings us to about right here. It's not that far away. If I'm going to sell for Monday, I want to be well below this higher low here because... So we just got filled on our weekly credit spread. We waited until Tuesday instead of Monday, and that's because of the Fed rate decision tomorrow. I normally find that if you just give it an extra day, you can get a better fill and a better price, and that's exactly what happened here. So yesterday, rampaged bullish, and then we waited. It pulled back all day today, back into the 10 EMA. We were waiting for it to kind of get into this zone to pull the trigger, and so what we ended up doing was selling the 73.60 and buying the 73.50 that expire on the 22nd, so on Monday instead of this Friday, because Friday's a holiday. So we went ahead and went out a little bit further than normal than what we'd normally do, but we wanted to be able to sell this further away. If I would have sold it for this Friday, just 3 days out, we could sell it like right in here around like 7,400, and that's just a little bit too close for me. And so this gives us a large cushion just in case we decide to drop back down, and we'll see what happens here. So as you can see here, we barely got filled here at 55 cents on our trade, and so now we're just going to let this thing cook and see what happens. I wanted 60 cents, but 55 cents is what filled me right here, and we'll put an order in right now to buy this thing back for around 20 cents at the moment. All right, so I just put in that order here for 20-cent exit. We'll see if that fills. This thing needs to drop down in value. And what we're looking at doing here, back to this chart, is if this can just go sideways to bullish, we'll win on this pretty quickly. If it can run very bullish today or tomorrow up into 7,600, that's going to be our main target. That's going to win. So with volatility building because of the Fed decision rate tomorrow, we need this to actually move a little bit more than just hang out. Because volatility is building the price of these options, we need the price of the options to drop, and that's normally the Theta's job. Well, Theta is doing that, but volatility is building going into tomorrow. So I look at this chart here, I feel like there's a good chance that we will hang out sideways, if not push bullish. And I'm hoping that we can push bullish strongly into today, if not tomorrow's open. If we can get into 7,600, I'm going to get out before the Fed rate decision even comes. That is the plan. If we don't end up getting this strong push higher, then what I'll end up doing is probably grabbing just a couple cheap day trading puts tomorrow, just in case this thing falls apart, and we'll be able to fully protect ourselves. I don't normally do this, and again, the Fed rate decision is a weak time where I don't normally take these trades, but this was a great setup. I feel like there's an edge there. We were able to sell further away here for Monday, and so we'll take it. So again, a move back up here into the target zone, that's where we want to be. As long as this can hold, I like the sentiment coming through. I'm liking the play here on this little down channel, respecting it perfectly. If we can start getting outside of this, then it's going to look like it's going to be a pretty strong move, and we'll get very close to 7,600, maybe even today. So that's the play for this week, my friends. We'll see how it all turns out. Markets are closed, and it's been a long week here. I'm going to go ahead and pick up some dinner. One of the things I love to do is just get out of the house for a second. It helps, and you just got to get away from the screens. That's what I found. If the longer I stick in front of the screens, the harder things get. I start second guessing decisions, like make a plan, stick with it, get away from the screens. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go have some fun and take you guys along with me to go pick up some dinner. This is my life. I don't really do a whole lot else. I don't leave a lot unless I'm golfing, hanging out with family, or picking up some food. So let's go dive in. Let's go have some fun and go get some dinner. A few things that I get asked all the time are, how do you handle bad weeks? Like, how do you stay confident when trading is tough or when you're losing or just, right? Like, it's a great question. For me personally, I've learned to separate my identity and my self-worth from my trading results. It's not easy, and I'm not like perfect at it, but this thing a little bit of time to warm up. For me, I have to realize that one trade is not going to make or break me. One trade does not define me. A month of trading doesn't define me. Like, I've had really bad months, and the rest of the year has been amazing, right? And so it's really hard to get yourself to leave that mindset of like, I'm struggling so much, all I do is lose money, and then you lose on some more, and you're like, well, I thought this was going to be it for me. I should have won on this, or I should do this, and it's just not playing out. And that thinking, that method is not, that's not how successful traders think. Don't let yourself fall into that path, because as soon as you become desperate, as soon as you become worried, you are walking down a road that's probably going to lead to a lot more losses. What you need to be is, you need to be on a journey where it's like, look, right now I am learning, and I am okay to learn. And by the way, that learning journey never stops. I'm okay to learn right now. I don't need to be successful. I know in my brain, I want to be successful. I should be successful. I've been learning this long enough, or I've been doing this here, or I'm smart enough. And then we start putting these timelines in place of like, I should be doing this. Why? Stop. But like, if I knew enough, I would be successful. So if I'm struggling right now, I need to learn more. And so switch from I need to make money to I just need to learn. Start with small size. Go slow. Learn. What do I need to do? What am I struggling with? Write it down. But like, okay, I'm really struggling with emotional control. Like this week right now in this trade, it's going against us. And a lot of people are like, should I just cut? Should I do this? And people are exiting. I'm like, I guarantee you, this is probably going to reverse and start going bullish again. And we're going to end up winning, because with these credit spreads, it can look bad for a day. But the trade's not over with yet, right? And so I've been through that multiple times where I finally had to sit back and be like, look, why am I so scared of this? Why am I so emotional? I just need to let this trade play out. It gets really hard though when you are starting to doubt yourself, and you have like your ego, you have your pride, you have everything in line. It's like everything is relying on your success on this. And that's just not the truth. Learn. Stop having this ego, stop having this pride, and learn how to just be in the stage that you're in right now and be okay with it. That'd be my number one suggestion for you guys, is dealing with hard weeks is understanding first off that you're not doing anything wrong because you've had a hard week, right? Hard weeks are a part of trading. You're going to have hard weeks. You're going to have hard months. Shoot, I've had hard year and, previously, and that's all part of it, right? It's not all going to be sunshine and rainbows and perfect and you never lose on a trade. You're going to have times where it's tough, and you've got to be okay with that. It's how it is. It's what it is. Accept it. That's how it's going to play out when you're trading. So stop trying to be like perfect at everything. Stop trying to do it all, and just be okay learning, be okay growing. And I promise you, you will get there. You just need to stay in the game long enough, and you will learn the things you need to learn, become the person that you need to become. The markets rewards the person who is growing, not just in their account, but as themselves. Because I promise you, if you are staying the same or not wanting to do hard things, you're going to struggle in trading for long-term success. You might have some good moments, but trading is going to force you to look at yourself in every aspect. It's going to expose every weakness that you have. And if you're not prepared for that, it's pretty tough to take. I mean, people, that's why they hide. That's why they double down, because they want to be right. They don't want to be wrong. You're playing the wrong game. It's like, be okay. Wrong is not bad. Being wrong means I have a chance to learn. Being wrong means I get a chance to now see what the markets are doing. I thought they were doing this. Now they're doing this. I get a chance to be right away because the markets are reversing, right? Like, you don't have to have a negative association with being wrong. Learn from it, grow from it. That's the key. That's how you can get better. And that's how you can start having the dream life that you want to have. So let's go get some dinner and bring it back, and we'll pick it on up from there. All right. Get back. Let's go. All right, so it is Fed rate decision day today, and the markets are acting crazy. So right now, my game plan is just to see if these bulls will hold some big option levels. We got into this trade right through here, and at the moment, it's putting in that new low. I expect this to probably keep going down here to like 74.80 or so, and then bulls probably step in. If the bulls can come in now, then we'll win on this pretty quickly. Our spread is all the way down here, though. So this is where our spread's at. We should be just fine. Again, it expires in just a couple days. So there's a very high probability that we'll end up winning on this trade. It's just a matter of just being patient and, again, just hoping that these bulls step through. If we get the rate decision that hurts these markets, which could very well happen, we should find a lot of bulls through here. If this 74.70, 74.60 area doesn't hold, then we need to start playing some real defense, buying some puts, and possibly even rolling this spread out. So at the moment right now, we're getting the bounce. And I'm just going to keep letting this market do what it's going to do. The hardest part with credit spreads is just being patient, realizing that this is a different approach than normal trading. We don't have to be correct. We got in, the markets went lower, closer to our spread, which is not good. But it doesn't really matter because another day goes by, it starts to bounce. We don't have to be correct. As long as it stays above our spread level, we're fine. So today, I got a few meetings here. We've got our credit spread planning session that we go through every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern here in the community at Real Life Trading. And so we're going to do that. And then, of course, we've got the Fed rate coming out around that time as well. So we'll be watching and managing the markets with that funness. I've got another Q&A session with my Premier Group this evening. And then really just hanging out with family and getting some work done here for RLT. So I've got a couple YouTube videos I need to go shoot right now and get started on those. And we're rock and roll. If you guys haven't seen our latest YouTube videos on credit spreads, and I go over how to get paid enough, how to know if it's a good spread, the location of where to sell it on the chart, and then also how to pick the right expiration, all of those I can link down below here are going to help you so much more in credit spread trading. They're tricky if you do them wrong. So link those down below. Just shop those things. Hopefully it's out by now. And now I've got to shoot some more videos here on day trading tips. And this next video is going to be talking about how to not get stopped out on your day trades just to have it go to targets. That's a big issue. So I'm going to be talking about that here in just a second. I'm excited to shoot that. So I'm going to do that right now. Go head up with a family and then just jump into my coaching sessions throughout the day. And then we'll just watch this crazy market. So there's the update. All right, so the Fed has held rates steady. The market's pushed down pretty hard. Our credit spread is right down through here at 73.60. We hit this strong support zone we were talking about, and it's bouncing hard. So if today can close strong and put in a nice lower wick, we still got a long way to go. We got another hour. If it can close strong tomorrow, we're going to be able to win on this spread. I actually was able to add a few more contracts to this position when it was dropping. So I got filled at $1.55. Our original position was 55 cents. And so that's going to help a ton when it comes to just dollar cost averaging this a little bit. And I still had my risk profile in here. So for me, as long as the spread is still a mile out of the money, which this one is, it's very far out of the money, expires very quickly. If I can get the higher premium around $1.50 to $2 and just add a couple contracts, it drastically moves where my break even is at. And so before my break even was up here, now my break even is pushing right down and through here. We're already pretty much there right now. And it allows us to be able to make even more money. So I just doubled the amount that I got paid on those few contracts. And so now I can have just that much more profits coming through if this can continue to hold and close strong. Now that's a big if. If it does fold down, we're going to have to start grabbing some puts and then hedging our way out of this position. But for right now, we've hung through it. The bull sentiment is there. We've pulled back a little bit more. We were completely wrong this week. But again, with credit spreads, it doesn't matter. Have a game plan, and the probabilities are you got a 5 to 10% chance it'll get down there. So far, it's playing out. It's going to run out of time, bounce up through here. We should be able to exit out of this today and then be able to work our way out of this position that's been going against us for these last 2 days here. So again, here is our added position here with this, the quantity right down here. Let me zoom up here a little bit. There we go. The quantity is right there. So added just a couple more contracts at that $1.55 makes a big difference for us to do our $200 strategy challenge. So now, I mean, we've got a lot more in there for us to be able to get ahead on, and I'm excited to see how this all plays out. So another day or so, let's see how it finishes. If the markets can just hold, we'll be able to win on this afternoon, if not tomorrow morning.
Good morning, y'all. It's about 5:30 in the morning here. My day normally starts with me in the hot tub. So that's been a routine that I've done for years and years now. And really the whole goal of this is just to wake my body up. So water's just, it's a great tool. So normally go between cold and hot. But the main thing is that I do is get my mind right. It's so easy to wake up scared. It's so easy to wake up with fear and worry about something that's out of your control. And what I found beneficial for me is to be grateful and have more gratitude in your life. And if you can just find things to be grateful for and understand that everything always works out, no matter how bleak, no matter how hard, scared, whatever, everything is always for your good. If you can believe that and live by that, then now there's never anything to be scared of and never anything to be worried of, because through the hard, you're going to become a better, and you're going to become the person that you need to become to get the results that you want in the future. And then when you get the good, great, you can enjoy those good moments. And so it's never a bad thing. If you can just find a way to be grateful for the hard, be grateful for the good, smile through it and find joy in this life, I promise you, it'll all work out in the end. That's what I've seen, and that's what trading has taught me over the years. So I'm about to jump in the hot tub, enjoy that for a little bit, and then finish out my morning routine.
Yeah, so this gap up was all we really needed to be able to win on this now. So again, we got filled at that 0.7. So I'll take it with the dollar cost averaging that we did when it was pulling down into this zone. It just made a lot of sense on this beautiful gap back up. And then we just got out at market open. That's all we needed to do, right? So that was a wild one though. Like this one tested us. I haven't had one reach that fast to a weekly expected move and get this close to a spread here since April. But luckily we held our wits, followed the plan, and just we got lucky on a gap up that we didn't have to play with. So that was fun. But another one here in the books on that. I'm glad we exited when we did here on this gap up. When it wasn't working, don't try to be a hero and make more, because it just needs to go up to here for you to make an extra $300, $400, right? But it only needs to start to drop for you to lose all the profits that you're having, because it doesn't, it expires in a couple days, Monday, and the markets are closed. So you don't really get much time to hedge anything. So with that big bear area, we got a beautiful gap back up. It's like you take it, you exit. I didn't make as much as I wanted, but hey, I would take anything. Any profits after a week like this of being completely wrong is worth it. All right, so here is our trade journal for our $200 strategy challenge here for our weekly paycheck method. And you can see here, this was the trade, right? So we got into this trade, we dollar cost averaged a little bit more, so we got a little bit higher of an entry, and then we were able to get out of this for a small win. Not where we wanted to have it, but considering the fact that the markets just completely went against us this entire week, it is a great play, right? We got into the spread up into this zone, Fed rate decision came through and just absolutely wrecked it. I thought we would hold up above this level, no problem. So whenever we closed way below that, that's when I no longer am trying to make a whole lot of money on this, and I'm starting to shift towards defensive. With credit spreads, you've got to be willing to be defensive. You've got to understand when things are working and when they're not, because when credit spreads go bad, they go bad fast. Luckily for us, we were able to still have a little bit of a cushion. We sold in the right location, and then we got a really strong gap up. That saved us today. It expires Monday, and so I'm not going to be holding this thing over the long weekend. We went ahead and got out, took our profits, and ran with it, and I'm very happy that we did. So far, it's just kind of hanging out for today. Not showing a ton of strength so far with the markets actually being open, right? We hit this big resistance level. That's where I think bears are going to be, and pushed up into there, exited our spread, got the heck out for a little bit of that win, and we will take it. Jumping over here to our community, you can kind of see some people where they got filled at. A lot of them got filled a lot lower than what we were at. Congrats to everyone out in there. I got filled at 70 cents right around open, and so I will take that. But it was a wild week. We were completely wrong, and we still were able to walk away with some money, and that's one of the best things about this strategy. It will sometimes make you stress a little bit. This was a hard week, but we held our emotions. We did not act off of our emotions, and we were able to get paid and walk away instead of just taking massive losses for no reason yesterday. So happy with how this played out. Another week's in the books, and let's do it again next week. I'll see you guys on Monday.